The Emberfen Teahouse. You come down the long, low causeway in the last soft light of the evening, out across the reeds toward the water, and as you go the daylight fails behind you and the marsh ahead of you begins, very slowly, to glow. It is not a sudden thing. It comes on the way warmth comes into a cold room, so gently that you cannot say the moment it began, only that the world which was gray and dim a little while ago is now full of a soft and living light. A warm amber glow that rises up out of the still water itself and out of the banked reeds and out of the old drowned wood, gold and rose and quietly burning, so that the whole wide fen lies breathing soft firelight beneath a sky gone deep and violet. All the long day you cross the loud, bright, ordinary world, its business and its noise and its hurry, but the day is behind you now, and the causeway has carried you gently down out of it. And here at the edge of the glowing water there is nothing left to do and nowhere left to be but here, in the warm, still dusk, where a place has been kept for you and a lamp has been lit and someone quiet is waiting out over the water to pour you a cup and put you to sleep. You have come to the Emberfen Teahouse for the long night's rest, and there is no gentler place in all the wide, soft world. Out across the still glowing water, up on warm-lit poles above the marsh, there stands a small tea house of old honey-colored wood, its rice paper windows aglow amber and gold from the lamplight within. A thread of pale smoke rising straight up from its chimney into the still evening air, and to reach it you have only to walk out to it, slow and easy, along a lantern-lit plank walk that runs low over the black glowing water on its worn wooden piles. And all around, as you go, the Emberfen will light your way, the amber glow rising off the water, the red gold coals in the tea-house brazier, the little lanterns strung along the plank walk swaying the least amount in the still air, and the whole enormous marsh lying so quiet that the light itself seems to hum, low and soft, a sound below all sound, the sound the fen makes as it settles for the night. Word came ahead of you along the water, passed from reed to reed and from frog to frog and from one small light to the next. Someone is coming down the causeway in the dusk, light the lamps, warm the brazier, set the kettle on. So here you are, at the water's edge, and out over the glowing marsh the little tea house shines, and someone is waiting there to pour you a cup and keep you through the night. You come to the end of the causeway where it dips down to meet the water, and the last few boards are soft and silvered and warm still from the day, and you stand a moment at the edge of the glowing fen and let it take you in. The water is black and still and utterly smooth, and in it, upside down and perfect, lie all the warm lights of the marsh and all the deep colors of the sky, so that you cannot quite tell where the water ends and the evening begins. And it is like standing at the edge of two skies, one above and one below, both of them slow, both of them glowing amber gold, both of them keeping their quiet warm light just for you. The reeds stand tall and dark and soft all round, whispering the least amount that reeds can whisper, and somewhere out in the dusk the frogs have begun their low even chorus, deep and round and unhurried, rising and falling like slow breathing. And beneath it the crickets thread their small silver stitch of sound, and it is not noise, none of it. It is the opposite of noise. It is the sound of a whole world going quietly and contentedly to sleep, and it folds around you and asks nothing of you, but that you listen and grow still. Out along the glowing plank walk, without hurry, a warm lantern comes swaying toward you through the dusk, and behind it, carrying it easy in one hand, is the host of the tea house, come out along the water to meet you and walk you in. The host of the Emberfen is old the way the marsh makes people old, weathered and lean and easy, wrapped in a long soft robe the color of steeped tea in dusk. With a broad calm face, all kindly creases, and a pair of quiet dark eyes that have watched a great many evenings come down over the water and been troubled by none of them. They come to the foot of the causeway and hold the lantern up so its warm gold light falls over you both, and they look at you and smile, slow and warm. "There you are," they say, in a voice as low and even and unhurried as the trickle of water off a dipped ladle. "Come down out of the day now, and out over the water with me, and mind your slow steps on the boards. There's nothing left to hurry to. The kettle's warm, and the coals are red, and the tea's near ready, and there's no better place in all the fin to set down the whole long day than up in the warm with a cup in your 2 hands. Come along, and let me walk you in." And they turn the lantern back along the plank walk, and you step down onto the worn warm boards, and you go out over the glowing water together, slow and easy, toward the little lit tea house on its poles. And now you are walking out over the marsh, and there is nothing you need do but follow the warm swaying lantern and set one slow foot after another on the smooth worn boards. The plank walk runs low over the black glass of the fin on its old wooden piles, and it gives the least gentle give beneath your feet as you go, and on either side the still water lies glowing amber and gold, and the reeds part softly ahead and close softly behind, and the little lanterns strung along the rail throw their small warm reflections down into the water so that you seem to walk out along a road of doubled lights, one row swaying above and one row glowing below. The air is warm and soft and smells of green water and cool mud, and drifting out to meet you from the tea house ahead, something sweeter, some warm and spiced and fragrant things steeping on the coals. The host walks ahead of you, easy and slow, the lantern swaying, and now and then they say a low word over their shoulder, only to keep you company, and the water laps soft against the piles beneath your feet, and the tea house grows warm and near and golden ahead, and its glowing paper windows lay long soft ribbons of amber light out across the water toward you, lighting you the last of the way home. You come up the last few low steps and in through the open door, and the little room of the tea house folds its warmth around you at once. It is a small square room, low and snug and glowing, lined all over in old honey-colored wood worn smooth as a river stone, and its walls on 3 sides are great screens of soft rice paper, lit warm and amber from within by the lamplight, so that the whole room seems to breathe a low golden light, and one wide screen stands slid open to the marsh, framing the glowing water and the drifting lights and the deep dusk sky like a picture that slowly moves. In the middle of the floor, a low broad table sits close to a clay brazier of banked red gold coals, and about it are heaped soft flat cushions and worn folded quilts, and the whole small place is warm and still and smells of wood smoke and spice and steeping tea. "Sit yourself down by the coals," the host says, ducking in behind you and setting the lantern to steady on its hook, and get the last of the day out of your bones. The paper walls keep the warmth in soft and even, and the brazier keeps the room warm as a held hand, and between them and the tea there's no better place in the world to lie down and let go. And you sink down onto the soft flat cushions by the warm brazier, low to the floor and easy, and something in you that had been holding on all the long day quietly begins to loosen. The host kneels slow and easy at the low table and takes up a round clay pot warm from the coals, and lifts it high and unhurried and pours, and a slow ribbon of amber tea falls trickling and steaming into a heavy little cup. And the sound of it is the softest and most contented sound in all the world, that slow warm trickle and settle of hot tea into a cup. They set the cup into your 2 hands and fold your fingers round it, and it is warm, wonderfully warm, and the warmth soaks up out of it into your palms and up your arms and down into the middle of you. And the steam rises up sweet and spiced and fragrant against your face, some warm and gentle blend of honeyed root and soft marsh herb and something like cinnamon and something like sleep. Drink it slow, the host murmurs, settling back onto their own cushion across the low table. There's a whole night of it if you want it, and the pot stays warm on the coals, and I'll fill your cup as often as ever it empties. There's no bottom to the kettle in the Emberfen. You've only to hold the cup and breathe the warmth of it and let the day steep out of you. And you lift the cup and sip, slow, and it is warm and sweet and mild and easy, and with every slow sip the last of the cool evening leaves you and the warmth takes its place and the brazier ticks and the paper walls glow. And you settle deeper into the soft cushions by the coals. Through the wide screen slid open to the night, the whole Emberfen glows, and you turn your slow warm gaze out to it and watch it while you drink. All across the still black water the marsh-lights lie, warm and amber and gold, the ember glow rising up soft out of the water itself, and here and there the pale night flowers of the fen float open on the surface with a low light in their hearts. And small green glowworms drift up and down through the reeds, rising slow and falling slow, wandering the warm dark without hurry, and all of it lies doubled in the black, still water below, so that the marsh seems to glow both up into the sky and down into the deep, warm lights above and warm lights below, and the tea house floats warm and golden in the middle of it all. That's the Emberfen, the host says softly, following your gaze out across the water. It glows every night, all night, warm and slow, and asks for nothing but to be let glow. The lights keep the water, and they'll keep it all the night through, whether you watch them or no. You needn't keep the watch on them. Only look as long as it's easy, and let your eyes go soft, and let them close when they will. And you watch the slow, warm drift of the marsh lights on the black water through the open screen, and your eyes are heavy now and slow, and the drifting lights swim gently when you blink, and the tea is warm in your hands, and the room glows amber all around. There is a soft, heavy sound of movement from the shadowed corner of the room, and out from among the folded quilts comes the tea house cat, low and round and gray and sleepy, an old soft creature of the warm coals and the still nights. And it crosses the glowing floor to you slow and easy on its quiet paws, and looks up at you with warm, mild, half-closed eyes, and, deciding without any fuss at all that you belong, it steps up into your lap and turns itself round once and settles down warm and heavy against you and goes still. And you feel its warmth soak into you, and you feel it breathing, slow and deep and even, and after a moment a low soft purr begins in it, a warm even rumble you feel more than hear, and it rises and falls, slow, slow. A small warm engine of contentment against you, and its slow purr and its slow breath tug, so gently at your own that without ever meaning to you begin to breathe along with it, slow and deep and warm. That's Cinder, the host says softly, filling your cup again from the warm clay pot. She's older than the tea house, near enough, and she sleeps where the good warmth is, and tonight she's chosen you. She'll keep your lap warm the whole night through, and you'll sleep the deeper for the weight of her, and the purr of her besides. There's no better way to fall asleep in all the fen than with a warm cat purring slow in your lap and a warm cup in your hands. And you rest one warm hand in the thick soft fur of her, and she rises and falls, slow and even, and it slows you further still, down and down, toward the soft edge of sleep. Across the low table, quiet in the warm amber light, the host kneels and keeps the night, and you watch them through your heavy, slow eyes as the warmth folds deeper round you. Now and then they lean and feed a single small piece of wood to the brazier, easy and unhurried, and stir the red gold coals the least amount with a slow iron, so that the warmth never fades and never flares, but holds even and low and constant, warm as a held hand, all the night through. Now and then they lift the round clay pot and warm it at the coals and fill your cup again before it is quite empty, so that there is always warm tea in your two hands. And they do not talk unless you would like it, only kneel there easy in the glow, tending the small warm fire, keeping the pot, keeping the room, keeping the long soft night. You need not keep any part of yourself awake tonight, they say softly, when they see your eyes going slow. I keep the coals, and cinder keeps your lap, and the lights keep the water, and the whole warmth keeps the dark, and not one thing of it all is yours to keep. Your only task tonight is to let go, one small piece at a time, and be kept. Let the cup go heavy in your hands. Let your eyes go closed. There's nothing out there in the dark but the sleeping marsh, and nothing in here but warmth, and I'm right here by the coals, and I'll be here the whole night through. And something in you that had stayed awake and watchful all your life, out of long habit, quietly and gratefully lies down. When the cup at last goes heavy and slow in your loosening hands, the host lifts it gently away and sets it warm on the low table, and helps you the few soft steps across the glowing floor to where a deep bed is made up along the warm inner wall, turned down and waiting, piled deep with quilts and pillows worn soft with years of good sleep, in the softest and most sheltered corner of the warm paper room. And you lie down into it, and it is deep and soft and cool where the quilt is turned back, and warm where you draw it up, and it takes your whole weight and gives it back to you as rest. And old cinder pads over and settles again warm against your side and takes up her slow soft purr, and the brazier burns low and red gold, and the paper walls glow soft amber all around, and out through the open screen the whole Emberfen glows on. The marsh-lights warm on the black, still water and the glowworms, drifting slow through the reeds, and the deep dusk sky coming out in stars above it all. The frog chorus rises and falls, slow and deep and even, and the water laps soft against the piles below, and the warm tea steeps on the coals, and you sink down into the deep soft bed the way the night settles onto the fun, slow and easy and glowing and kept. And now there is nothing left to do at all. The host kneels quiet by the low warm brazier, tending the coals, keeping the fire, warming the pot. Old cinder purrs slow and deep against your side, and your breath goes with hers, slow and deep and warm. The marsh lights hold their soft amber glow on the still black water, and the ember glow rises warm out of the fen, and the little glowworms drift up and down through the reeds, in no hurry, going nowhere, keeping you company as you go. The lights of the Emberfen carry you now, the way the lantern carried you out over the water, slow and sure, and never once hurried, down and down and down, out of the long day, and into the deep, soft, glowing night. There is nothing to keep. There is nothing to carry. There is nowhere to be but here, warm and low and kept, in the softest bed in the middle of the glowing marsh, with a warm cup gone quiet on the table and a warm cat purring at your side. The coals will keep. The pot stays warm. The lights will glow, and they will glow all the long night through, and be glowing still, soft and amber and gold, Whenever you should ever wish to come back down the long, low causeway in the failing light and be walked out over the water and poured a cup and kept again. Sleep now. The tea house keeps you. Sleep. Sleep.